I'm an early bird and I'm a night owl, so I'm wise and I have worms.
Hello. Hello, greetings, everyone. How are we doing on this fine, fine day? New challenge today. New challenge today. Isn't that so great? We got the Cabinet of Curiosities. And hello. Hello, everyone. I see Astervella. Astervella here first. Welcome. Congratulations on your worms. And Mochi and Cedra Honnet. Calixtus, hello. Felix lurking. Lurkers are always so welcome here. And yes, we get to make new little thingies. Little thingies, just like pick them up in your world and just plop them into little articles, you know? But no, this challenge is so cute, and I think I think a bunch of us had about the same prediction for what it was going to be, and I'm glad that we hit the nail like right on the head, because this is such a good theme. Okay, I love the Cabinet of Curiosities theme. It's just sometimes you just gotta have weird stuff in your world, you know? Just the weirdest thing you can think of. Just put it in there. It's what you deserve. It's what every world deserves. I'm glad I suggested it was a cabinet. Yeah, you're so smart, Mochi. Give yourself more credit. Oh, all right, sorry, I had to apply my chapstick there for a second because my lips are atrocious. And I can't forget, I haven't poured myself a sip, and that's a crime on this channel, actually. Like weird animal poop, yeah. A to Zoo has a lot of very interesting items and objects to consider. And you know what? I've been meaning to make items, objects, things from Malcora, you know? Because I keep talking about, like, you know, relics and things and just weird stuff that people have and acquire. Ooh. Yes, I have one doubt. Do the articles need to be connected? No, they don't. They don't need to be connected in any way, shape, or form. In fact, let's go read through the rules together, just so everyone here knows exactly what we're getting into. I have the page pulled up already. But yes, the Cabinet of Curiosities, and oh my gosh, the badge, you guys. The badge is so freaking cute. I hope it's large enough. Yeah, okay, it's large enough to look at. Look at this thing. Ah, items! I love this. I love this. I'm like, oh man, if only this challenge was released a tiny little bit later. Just a tiny little bit later. I'm working on something right now behind the scenes that would be perfect for this challenge. But I can't quite dive into it yet, because not even the setup is done. Not even the setup is done. But soon. Soon. But no, it's something I need to work on for Malcora anyway. So new project or not, it's happening. But from the mysterious components in a wizard's pocket to the curious artifacts of a newly discovered alien species, items are an essential part of any world-building project. During February, answer as many prompts as you want with item articles. Any amount of prompts answered will get you the participation badge, so open your cabinet and have fun filling it with curiosities. And so they link some inspiration here. History in world building, the power of relics. That's from summer camp, I think. Because we had the relics theme during 1 week of summer camp this past year. That was really cool. That was one of the themes I was really excited about, but for some reason I really didn't get a lot of items done during that time. I feel like we could have played more into the items theme for that week. And how to make magic items that your players will adore. Ooh. Oh, this was from 2021. We're pulling back the classic blog posts here. But oh, here's the challenge. The challenge homepage. So for anyone who wants to just jump on right in. Let me... You know, I haven't updated Moobot to say that we have a new challenge going on, so maybe I'll just do that real quick. Let me do... Okay. We don't need a World Ember. I don't think we need the World Ember command on the timer anymore. It's just not really something that's happening right now. Okay, let's make a custom command. Let's make a challenge command. There we go. I think that sounds good. World Ember is coming. It is indeed. In fact, World Ember is only 302 days away. That's not a lot of days in the grand scheme of things. Like, you have to consider that's 10 months. Give or take. Only 302? It's basically tomorrow. I know. I'm gonna have to start prepping already. How do you have that number off the top of your head? Listen. Sometimes you just know things. And other times you're just really fast at Googling information. I won't tell you which of the two it was. I'll leave it up to your imagination. I'm just gonna set up a little command real quick. What do I want to say? Challenge thing. Okay, perfect. Save that. And do she work? Exclamation point challenge? Yeah, okay, there we go. So now if anyone needs the challenge link at any point, you can just type exclamation point challenge, or if someone pops in here and doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't know what we're doing, specifically, that now exists. And I'll just keep that updated for every other challenge that exists. I think that's pretty cool. Oh my goodness, why is this loading so slowly? Oh no. Gosh, my past, ever since, like, I returned to streaming yesterday after taking like a week and a half break, and ever since then it's just been technical difficulty after technical difficulty. Oh man, I like destroyed my Cult of the Lamb game yesterday, just mid playthrough. I had to take a couple minutes to be like, okay, how do I press buttons to make this work again? Oh no, it's broken. Is there a pigeon with grilled cheese on its head? No, that is a slice of salmon. He's my little sushi bird. Or if you're talking about the other one, that's a duck hat. Very cute, very wonderful. Oh no! Those pesky ads. Always getting in the way. Nice. I have so many windows open. No, alright. We have an ad going that I'm just going to casually scroll through here. Just do a little bit of reading, do a little bit of sipping. Mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. Man, no minimum or maximum word count. Pretty good. We technically don't even have to write anything at all. We could just make a list of items and come back to them later. It's like a step before stub even. Just make, I mean, I probably will do this thing where I just make one article and put everything into, I don't know, but it's a lot of fun to kind of just, it might be fun to have, my articles pop up in the list, but if I keep them as stubs or if they're too small, I will eventually just kind of like delete them and remake them in the future anyway. Kind of just how I work. I don't like publishing articles that I don't feel are complete. So all my stubs just kind of hang back until I actually work on them. And most of my summer camp entries do eventually just kind of, they do kind of disappear after a little while, especially if I didn't write them out all the way. Gosh, I don't consider a 300-word article to not be a stub anymore. It's little. I don't have enough of my spirit in that article. No, a lot of people, there are people who can say a lot in 300 words. I just don't think I can do that. No, okay. So our prompts: ancient, sentient, weak, chaos, art, sweet, pointy, keep, rest, language, memories, soft, time, light, sticky, luck, knowledge, proud, music, protect, and swift. There's some interesting ones. Very interesting ones. But yes, the chaos prompt. I see that. I'm like, ooh, what can we make with this? What will we be? What will we be making? Oh goodness, but how to enter? For each prompt, create something in any medium that relates to the prompt in any way, world building, art, poetry. Then insert your creation in an item article and submit it, using the panel on the right side of the article editor. You'll get the participation badge by answering any number of prompts. Rules: articles must be submitted before the closing time to be eligible. Challenge will close during the WorldAnvil livestream on February 24th. So keep that date in mind. This does not run all the way to the end of February. February 24th, it is over during the WorldAnvil stream, so that's going to be 1 p.m. EST, or 2, that's when it ends. You can only submit one article per prompt. This is true. This does not mean one article per world. Okay, that's interesting. For writing-based entries, there's no minimum or maximum word count. For other types of entry, there aren't any limitations either. Submit all your articles by February 24th, where they will not be counted for participation. And as always, WorldAnvil claims no ownership over your original work. Always a good note to have. Other info. All your submissions must be item articles. If you submit non-written content, embed the content into your submission. So yeah, if you're going to make art for this challenge and not write anything, just make an item article, pop the image in there, and then submit that article. Simple as that. You can answer multiple prompts in a single submission, but due to how the system works, each article can only be submitted to one prompt. So yeah, mix and match things, but you can't submit one article to multiple things. It just don't work. And if you're not sure if your idea fits a prompt, the answer's probably yes. The goal of the event is to challenge yourself, so go forth and world build anything inspired by these prompts. So yeah, just do whatever you want, man. Just do what makes you happy. Grab your hammer and go do stuff. That is the tagline from this past stream. That's what I understood from the WorldAnvil stream today. Go do stuff, man, you know? Anything goes. Anything goes. Even if you look back on what you created and think, I don't think this fits the original prompt anymore. If it was inspired by that prompt to begin with, fuck it, man, just submit it. You literally cannot go wrong here. There are no judges, only the unbridled spirit of curiosity and creation. Emphasis on the curiosity. Perhaps even curiosities plural. But now what I need to decide is, where do I want to start? This is a really good question. Part of me, I feel like starting is the hard part, isn't it? One of my old item articles is apparently okay to submit. Nothing about the date if you want to go back and edit. Yeah, it doesn't mention when the articles had to be made by, or like if they need to be made like this month. But I feel like in the spirit of the challenge, you're supposed to make something new. I don't know. But yeah, for each prompt, create something. So in the spirit of the challenge, you'd probably want to make something brand new. But the good news is it doesn't have to be anything substantial. It just has to be something. And again, we only need to submit one thing to this challenge to get the badge. So from then on, it's just creating whatever you want, whatever makes you happy, whatever excites you. And so my idea at the moment is to go read through some of my articles and kind of just like pick out things that are mentioned, items that are brought up. Just kind of make stuff around that. You know, we might even go so far as to pivot into we might go so far as to pivot into an art stream at some point for this challenge, because I don't know, I feel like this challenge just really lends itself to being an art challenge. Just making items, making things happen. Because as far as items are concerned, my brain is immediately catapulted to like this book in my primer. Like that's an item. That's an item right there. You know, this guy would be a hoarder of scrolls. We could get all kinds of books done. We could make a bunch of stories and tales and kind of like fill a library with them, essentially. That's not 100% on the Curiosities theme, but like, books are items. We can make it work. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see, because I feel like I'm not at the except for information for curious people in them. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to take my world building kind of like top down. So I'm trying to get like all the concepts out of the way before I start like diving into smaller locations. So part of me is like, I don't know how ready I am to start making like tiny little individual items. But we can start somewhere. Also, I love the hat on your bird. I just noticed it. It's really cute. All right. I think tiny items with fundamental impacts on your world. Ooh. I mean, that is an option. Tiny items that maybe once had a monumental impact, but now are just little doodads sticking in someone's cabinet. That's always fun. But I feel like for the knowledge prompt, a book would be a really good way to go. Maybe if any of the gods have associated symbolic items. That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, I'd really have to think about that one because I know I did a little bit of god item work during summer camp, I think. Like I made one of the relics of Levia the Druid. Was that during? Yeah, that was during summer camp. Oh. I need to look at the timeline on that. Oh man, hold on. That's a really good question. Yeah, because we have Hand Scythe of the Druid. That's an item that I made during summer camp. Yeah, I made this article before I actually made the Levia article. Okay, yeah, I was just confused about the timeline. It's like, why did I write about an item of this god if I didn't even make the god yet? No, she was a concept in my brain. I just didn't bring her to life until a couple months later, where we had the Treasured Companions challenge. So yeah, that's like an example of an item that I could make. What if I make? What if I just pick all the gods of my world that currently exist that are like written about, and I just make some kind of item for each? Could be anything really. We can fill a little Curiosities cabinet with all these things. See, I think that would be really cute. Is just having like a Stormbrill style, like his trinket chest, but having a cabinet full of items. I would love to do something like that. It's just I cannot even begin to fathom the amount of like CSS trickery and all like the coding things that needed to go into making that function well. Oh my goodness. But I'd love to do it one day. Would love to do it one day. I mean, even if it's not a scavenger hunt like the trinket chest was, if I could just fill up a cabinet with things and then have little effects where like, oh, you hover over this one and it tells you more about it, that'd be so cute. Coding? What's that? I have no idea. I have no idea. So yeah, let's make a tiny little article for this book that's in the making. Incomplete. Savellan History Tome. That's an option. I don't know. How do I want to do items in Melkora? That's a really good question. Because I am genuinely just taking the book that is being described in my primer and just like making it real, giving it an article. Let's plop this into the sidebar, why not? Oh no. Stop that. Okay. So I think I do want this to be another like stubs challenge. Um kind of like how we did Spooktober. So if I could just make a bajillion stubs for all of these little items that I plan to make, that'd be really cool. So that means we have to keep them under under 50 words. They can't be 50 words, they gotta be under. And all the little BB code tags, they count as a word each, so gotta keep it really simple. Take a little sip as I think about this. Oh. We can kind of use this one as a template for how we want to run the rest of the show. Excuse me, microphone. You're being weird. Oh my lord. There we go. And you know, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I don't know if I can angle this quite the right way, but if you've ever seen my microphone, I have a little friend. He's just he's a little guy. Hold on, let me show you. This is really awkward with this positioning, but look at him. He's a little Minecraft axolotl. He lives on my mic arm. He's a little sweetie. Ow! Just pinched myself with my microphone arm. I'm really good at maneuvering myself and all of my equipment, I promise. But yeah, it's important to have a little buddy when you're writing. In fact, I'm missing a little buddy. I need to go fetch him. Here he is. Mr. Mochi, unrelated to the Mochi we all know and love. But there he is. He's gonna be completely washed out by the light, but he sits. He can just sit on top of my microphone. Eventually it's probably gonna fall onto my keyboard, onto my hands, but it's fine. It's fine, he's super soft and squishy. Alright. Little history book in the making. I figure this could be the start of like like if people went out on quests in Malcora, for example. If we told stories in this setting. If we, for example, if we send people out on quests and they found items, an article like this could be used to describe, you know, like this is the stuff that you can have players find. And you just, I don't know, we build out these articles over time and maybe they can be just like, they can be a little starting point essentially for a DM to be like, okay, here's your starting point. As the players find out more stuff, you can add notes to this. as you make stuff up about its contents and about what's in there, you can just write it down in your own version of this article, for example. So I don't know. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. I have to write it first before we can do that. I do kind of want to just like rip a small quote out of this. Hmm. I'm trying to see if there's like a really, really short quote that I can just kind of rip out of this article. It seems like all the ones that I would want to take are just really long. And so they'll eat up like the entirety of my 50-word limit. And so that's something I want to avoid. Life is hard. Life is hard when you're a world builder. I want to reference the source. I want to reference where this came from. So you find a small tome, a history book in the making. I'll take that. That's like super, super short, super simple. We'll see where we are right now. The image is gonna be too... I also don't like that the sidebar just happens to be there, so we're gonna have to pull this out of the sidebar and make our own sidebar. I also spelled that wrong, whoopsie. Sometimes you just have to take matters into your own hands. Oh wait, this is gonna... I'm realizing as I'm doing this, adding like 10 billion columns and containers is going to add way more words to this stub than I want to have. But oh well. There's no minimum words, so I can basically write nothing and be fine. Where are we? 25 words with all this. Oh, hold on, I need to close the row or else everyone's gonna have a bad time. 26 words. Oh, the sidebar is just gonna show up anyway. Hello. Display article sidebar, no thank you. There's nothing in it, I would like it to go away. See, the image is still going to be too long to really accommodate a stub. Without being like just a weird size. Smaller? Yeah, smaller is fine. I think that'll work. And then we just throw in more words for the rest. Oh, hold on, we don't need to do that there, we need to do that up here in the container. This tome found in the library of Tenlan B. Duarte. Royal advisor and educator in the kingdom of Varsvella. There we go. It's 47 words. Doesn't look like it in the article, but that's 47 words. How many words is it actually? 33. Oh, it's actually not that far off. Just a quick 14 extra words in just BB code, but it's fine. Hello all, anyone else excited for the new challenge? I'm excited for the new challenge. That's why I'm like already in here making stuff. How are you doing, ECC Books? Happy to see you. What are you most excited to write about for this challenge? Because I'm like all over the place right now. And I have my little buddy with me right now. It's actually very comfortable to wear my headset like this. It's taking like all the pressure off of my brain. I think I have like the gamer headset dent in my head actually. And this is alleviating that really well. Ugh, sorry. It's like there's a cloud on my head. Very excited. It's just the other ear is like above my ear, so it's just like very lopsided. Doing well. How are you? Finished an art project. Ooh. Only now looking at the prompts for real. Heck yeah. Yeah, there's some really great prompts. I'm very curious about some of them. No, I'm not sure 100% what all I'm going to do. But I'm kind of like setting myself up for making more items for my world. That makes sense, like the setup for the setup. Ideas and concepts of the kinds of things I would like to write and the ideas that I can have. So I don't know how many individual articles I might actually choose to submit for this challenge, but I think I will end up making kind of like a summary article for the whole challenge, and I'll probably fill that up with ideas and concepts and my little like brainstorming adventures. But I don't know how many actual articles I'm going to submit. Like I'll probably submit this one. It's like super small and super simple. Let's see how it looks at smaller sizes. Honestly, at smaller sizes, it looks more well adjusted, and you can see you can just see my background, but Stormblood. That's a game I have to get back to. It's Final Fantasy. I downloaded it at the beginning of WorldAmvil, I think. Yes. Yes, the beginning of WorldAmvil, I re-downloaded Final Fantasy 14 and I was like, oh no, this was a mistake. Um but then I was like, no, I can't play it this month. I'm so busy. I have to write a whole bunch of stuff. And then that just kind of carried over and I still haven't played it. Like, I really want to. I'll have to come back to it at some point, 100%. And like I know that there's I don't know if it's out yet. I know a lot of the previews have been out, but for the new expansion, I really want to play. Because they made a class that's just for me. Or a job, I should say. A job that's just for me. Yeah, I'll call this one done for my first one. Some more thoughts, some more words into my author's note, because I know that doesn't count for word count. Um, this tome is mentioned in the Savella geography lesson, which introduces readers to Malcora. I hope to give this item some proper life one day. For now, well, it is just a curious little feature of a living, breathing Malcora. The souls within. Want to learn more about it the same way you do. Yeah, so that's just a bunch of information down here. Just like my little out of character thoughts on why I made this. Just oops. Do something real quick. I'm just adjusting my screen a small amount. Actually, you know what? That didn't actually do what I wanted it to. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I'm just doing some real-time edits to my stream window setup. Every time I tap back over your screen, I see your stuffed animal makes me happy. Good. That's what he's here for. He's the whole show, honestly. So, tip my axolotl to you. We have fun here. That's all it is. Let's see. It shows like a little bit more. So now you can actually see what's in the authors now. There's just a little bit at the bottom of the screen that you can't see.
Yourselves.
Thank you for the sips. We have fun here and we stay hydrated here. Everyone make sure you have your own sippies upon which to sip. And everything will be all good. Really? And you come with hot chocolate to fuel me? Exactly, there you go. Here's someone coming into my sippy stream with a sippy of their own. That's how it goes. Yeah, very jealous of the hot chocolate. Okay. We're gonna submit this one to knowledge. Beautiful. We have a submission! Participation complete. Already done with one? Well, okay. There's not a lot going into these articles, so yes, I'm already done with one. I'm doing another stub challenge, is what I'm gonna try to do. And this one is exceptionally small because I put a lot of BB code in here, and so that kind of just reduces my pool of available word even more. So we have 33 words, like a tiny little quote, and a very brief description about what this item is. And this is the history tome that is incomplete that is found in Malcora's primer. So it's the incomplete Savellan history tome. And we even see here the little drawing I did that lives inside of my primer. That's the item. And so this is the reason why I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to make this an art challenge. Where I just make little arts and things for Malcora. And that'd be really nice. That'd be really sick. And, you know, zooming in this close, I didn't realize that there were like little blue streaks kind of just in here. But that's fine. I'm not really too worried about it. But yeah, so I have this tiny little stub. I just need to figure out what more I want to make, what more I want to write about. But, of course, what does matter is that my participation is complete. The rest is just for fun. The rest is just me enjoying my time, hanging out, and doing what I do. And so I'm thinking maybe next week. Maybe next week, working on this challenge, we'll be doing some art streams. Some little drawing streams. It'll be a lot of fun. I want to see what kind of items we can come up with. So I would love to make more items kind of based around my gods, making little relics and things. Is there no word limit for these? No, there's no limit, period. The only limit is that you have to submit item articles. That is the only rule, really. It's just the challenge will close on the 24th. For writing-based entries, there is no minimum or maximum word count. For other types of entry, that includes like art and maps and other things. No limitations there either. And yeah, it's very freeform. It's very simple. You don't have to do too much. You can make little world building. You can make art, poetry, maps, chronicles. Although if you're making an entire chronicle for each prompt, oh my god, I'm gonna have to ask you to relax. That is so much. But no, you can do whatever you want. And I love that for a challenge like this. I have so much going on right now. And like I know I keep saying like, "Oh, soon I won't have as much going on." Mm-mm. It never stops. It never stops, it never ends. But you ends on my country's birthday. Ooh, easy date to remember. Yeah, it ends 2 days after my birthday. So that's something we have to look forward to. It's unfortunate that I won't be able to stream on my birthday. I mean, I guess I could, but it'd be like in the evening. It'd have to be a nighttime stream. And I don't think that any of you are awake. Or at least none of you over on that side of the time zone are awake when I come home from work on Thursday. Some of you might. ECC books might be awake Thursday night, but probably not a lot of you. Going on vacation for a week mid-month. Ooh, need to remember not to overdo this. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the wonderful thing about this challenge is that you don't have to overdo it just to be there. Like look at me. I'm already done. Like I could just call it quits right now. Like I could be finished right now. I don't want to be finished right now, but I could be. I could be. So find one tiny little spark of joy. Pursue that, make something for it, submit it, and then you're golden. Then you're golden. Anything else you want to make for the challenge following that, you just sit down and do it if you have time, but you don't need to stress about it. Yeah, like there are no rules, there are no judges. No rules, no judges, no pressure. It is quite literally just, hey, here are some prompts to inspire you. Do what you want, man. Which prompt did you do your first one for? I did knowledge. I did knowledge for my first one. Cause it's a tome of knowledge. It's just a little incomplete. Which makes it a little bit more curious than the rest. Ooh, wait, hold on. Idea, concept even. If we did this challenge around the cartographer's library, basically, because that's where the primer takes place. That's where you find this book. What if we revolve this entire challenge around that library and items that you find in there? That'd be really fun. That'd be so fun, actually. I think that's what I want to do. That helps narrow it down to like a very specific place. I don't have to roam all around Malcora looking for information and things. Yeah, I can just populate this library with things. On judges, wonder when I'll receive the winner selected infos. Yeah, probably soon. Probably soon. Usually takes like a week or two. Just kind of get all the information sorted. But it'll happen. It'll happen one of these days. Alright. You know what? Now we have kind of like an idea of what we want to do. So that's pretty hype. The sweet prompt has made me decide what a version of maple candy exists in my world. Ooh. Yeah, maple candy is really cool. I've never had it, but I am aware of it. I feel like I would like it, but I'm also kind of like, would I really? Maple's not like my favorite thing. I like it in small amounts, but I have this thing with like sweet foods and sweet flavors. Like if I get too much of it all at one time, I'm like, hey. Like no thank you. I'm good on this. So just an entire chunk of maple, just a bite of it, that'd be a little too much for me. As with basically every challenge, I will begin the challenge by looking at one of my maps to figure out what area the item will be connected to. Heck yeah. Excellent, excellent. So you know what? Yeah, I kind of... I'm gonna try biting a whole maple. Might get lots of fiber. Well, listen, they always say that you should have a lot of fiber in your diet, so I don't see the issue here if I just bite into a maple. Okay, I'm going to make a little article here. What do I want to... Oh man, what do I want to do with this? I'm debating, do I want to make a generic article for the challenge, or do I want to make... Or do I want to make like a building article to describe this library? I don't know how much describing I'm going to do for this actual library this month. So I might hold off on making the article about it, but you know, it's never a bad time. It's never really a bad time to just make an article. Same problem as you, oh goodness. I have a lot of problems currently, so you might have to be more specific with which one. Oh, yeah, the generic article or not. Yeah. Cuz like I'm going to make an article summarizing my event regardless. I just have this idea now of focusing it around a certain location. But that location doesn't have an article yet. So I'm like, I think I'll keep it simple and I'll just make the generic article. If I want to make an article about the location later, I can just do that. I just don't think I'm really... I don't think I'm prepared to make a whole in-depth world-building article about a location just because I happen to be making a bunch of items for it. Let's do Cabinet of Curiosities 2024. Oh goodness. I'm a little sniffly. If you don't mind, like during... Oh, well, there's Duckuary, by the way. I just have this tab open. I have this thing, you see, where I have 10,000 tabs open, and I click on like 6 different ones until I get to the one that I want to go to, because I just don't read. This is where I wanted to go. But hey, if you're looking for another challenge to do during the month of February, Tiller's Duckuary is an option. That's the proper way of handling tabs. Yeah, because like you guys don't see these, but I have 7 tabs open in this main window that I show on stream. And I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tabs open in a separate window that's on my other monitor. Because I was looking through a bunch of different things before this stream. I'm like, well, I'm not closing these tabs just because I have to stream. No, sir. So they're just over there on the other monitor waiting for me to finish up here. But who knows when I'm actually gonna be done with these. These are probably gonna be up for the next entire weekend. Oh my goodness. That's not true. I turn off my computer every time I'm done using it, so my tabs don't just stay open all the time. Gotta remember to do Duckuary too. Heck yeah. But yeah, remember, Duckuary February is open for the entirety of February, where Cabinet of Curiosities ends on the 24th. So that's a span of 5 days at the end of the month that you'll have to work on only the duckiest of content. So you'll have like you'll have a business week to work on the end of this challenge. I guess that's not entirely accurate. You'll have most of a business week. You'll have 4 days of a business week. Plus 1 weekend day to work on Duckuary February after this challenge ends. But yeah, I want to work on Duckuary February too. Promise not to duck this responsibility. What the duck, man? can't just say stuff like that in the stream. There'll be no quacky puns in this chat. I have to remember what I was actually doing. I got a tiny little bit distracted with my discussion of tabs. I need to start saying "what the duck" more often. That gave me a lot of joy to say out loud. So, my cabinet of curiosities. Tabs and ducks are very distracting. Wait, wait, wait. You are so right. What if I just make an entire cabinet and just fill it with ducks? Now, suddenly I'm like overtaken with curiosity. To see if I have any duck-related item in my house. I don't think I do. Having a little look-see. I don't see anything. I don't see anything ducky. It's all owls and Pokemon. That's all it is. Goodness, I don't have I don't have any ducks. My goodness. I got permission to bring my duck home with me. Your work duck? Oh, I love that. Why do you have a work duck? Oh goodness. But yeah, I don't have anything ducky to work on a farm. Oh yay. You just get to bring the duck home? I love that. No, I have this tiny little owl that I bought. There it is. But it's also a little box that opens up and you can put stuff in it and just close it back up. And it's got a little crown, it's a little princess. It was an absolute impulse purchase, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you just need to buy the cute little thing that you saw. It's the only duck you have. That's so sad. Everyone should have more ducks in their life. My best friend's family, I think they had ducks like forever ago. I think they still might, but I don't have any confirmation of that because I haven't been there. But they are wonderful creatures. They are messy creatures, but they are wonderful creatures. This is gonna be a long article title. That's okay. I just need to make sure it doesn't break anything. It gets a little weird when it line breaks, but it's fine. Return this to its proper size. We'll just get rid of the year. We'll refresh this just so that populates. There we go. Cabinet of Curiosities. Seriously considering getting ducks one day when I move back to the family farmhouse. Aw. Heck yeah. Just have chickens briefly. The chickens are cool. I used to live in a neighborhood where people would just have like free roaming chickens. So you'd just be walking around outside and there's just chickens outside. You're like, huh. Rock on, little dude. Eat that grass, man. Live your best birdie life. lovely and fun to watch, just very messy because of all the water. Were you ever chased by a rooster? Well, I wasn't, but I also didn't own the chickens, so I know those things can be mean. Just a random purchase from my mom. Even given a few free chickens since the seller thought she had good energy or something. Oh, that's good. I wish I had the kind of good energy that would have people just giving me chickens. It's like, hey man, I like your vibe. Here, have some birds. Just take them. The vibe is right. I expected mom to come home with chicken that day. Yeah, I feel like that's not generally something you just expect from people. 14? Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought was like. I was expecting like an armful, like maybe 3 or 4. Not 14. My goodness. That is a lot of free chickens. I have no frame of reference for how much a chicken costs. Like one farm chicken. But I feel like that's an expensive gift. There's 14 live animals. Librarian's collection. Depends on where you got them, what time of year. Chick is $5 each, yeah. $5. Are chicks more or less expensive? Okay, so we have the start of this compilation article. I'm like clicking through all these different tabs because I'm just trying to make it work. That's all it is. Copy article block. You know, I think we could actually, I think we should actually do this without all of this embellishment and the items and everything. Uh-oh, content's not saved. What do you mean content's not saved? I thought we were about to have an issue on our hands. Little 503, if you will. Because you see that little red pop-up and you're like, huh? Site machine broke? No, it's okay. It did not. Oh, I have to remember to like do my little stretchies. Just so I can feel like a people. Don't mind that, that's just the sound of my armrests being dropped down one level.
Refresh yourselves.
Oh, sippies, thank you. Ooh, I almost dropped my mug or my cup. I got my thumb caught on my little mic arm. that was a little spooky, but it's okay. So we'll make this small article super simple. yeah, I figure I'm just gonna take the image and all the formatting out and just like add another sentence or so. I feel like that would just make me feel better. So then it'll feel like more of a proper stub with at least some amount of weight to it. I still just I wish that stubs could be a little bit longer. Just a small amount, you know? Like give me 75 words. Give me 100 words. Give me like 5,000 words actually. I feel like that'd be really good. But no, if I could have like 100 words or 99 words in a stub, that'd be chef's kiss. I feel like there's not a lot of information in 50 words to even like describe a concept fully. I feel like if you can't put like 3 sentences into it, I think it's too short. um but it's okay. I could just make an article on my maps, and so the way I drew it makes it part of the world. Ooh. Oh, true. Oh, you know, I could do the same. Like I have my Inkstain map of Malcora. That is literally an item that exists inside of the world. And like that's what I did with this book too. Like that is a thing that exists. It is canon. It is in there. And same goes with the map. And if I'm going with the library approach, then yeah, those are 2 items inside of this library that I could just make stuff for. Cause I would love like this is an idea that I've been toying with forever. And it's just kind of making not necessarily a game in the sense like that this is something that someone would play, but like using a game engine essentially to create like an inventory of items in Malcora or like in a world period. I feel like that'd be really cool. And so you could like navigate it like a video game inventory and just like see all the information and like the icons and all that kind of stuff. I would love to do something like that. I just don't know how to do something like that. So that'd be a cool thing to learn and figure out and just populate with items and things. Yeah, like I would love that. I think that'd be such a fun way to just look at the items in your world. And like you could make like all of the little like plants and herbs and things. So, you know, like I'm kind of all over games like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, so you know, you have all your crafting and gathering jobs. So, you know, you have little items and icons for every type of herb, every type of ore, every like all of those things. I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see an inventory of what an inventory might look like if you're adventuring playing a game in my world. I want to do it. I want it to happen. I mean, you know, I would love to make a whole game around it too, but you know, that's a little beyond me. I'm just a silly little artist, okay? I'm a little artist. I make some writing sometimes. I'm not a game dev. That's not even something that I've even begun to dabble in really. I think I opened Unity once. That's about that's the extent of my knowledge. But yeah, so I just need to get this sentence done. I have dreams of making games as well. Yeah. I mean, I just think it'd be so cool to have a game that's like set in my world. And I just have to remind myself of my posture. Eek. I'm trying to combat this thing called my neck is always dying. I want to learn how to game dev, but I keep getting overwhelmed every time I try to start. Yeah, like I have the same kind of thing. Like there's so much to learn. And me with my ADHD brain, if I'm sure there are other people in this chat right now who relate to this. But if I try to pick up something new and I don't just immediately get it, I drop it so fast. I drop it so quickly. Because my brain is like, nah, this isn't for us. I'm like, stop. I want to learn how to do this though. But the ADHD is like, no, we're not doing this. Go back to the other thing. Go back to the other thing. We were good at that thing. You know, maybe we'll try again later and it'll just click. Just instantly. And you know what? Sometimes it does. And the fact that it does sometimes, like, validates my brain. Like, it validates that side of my brain. It's like, no, we're just gonna drop this. Maybe we'll come back later and we'll get it. It's like, I want to get it right now. I want to learn right now. It's like, nope, we're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. Try again in 3 months. You know what? Then I try it again in 3 months. I'm like, huh, okay, this thing that didn't make sense last time makes sense. My brain's like, see? Told you. But other times it's like, yeah, we still don't get it. Try again in like 6 months. It's just that little pattern. The brain waves. Oof. Brain waves just get a little nutty. Yes, many blank pages remain, stuffed with notes and drawings. So we'll just have this tiny little article here. "49 words. She's perfect. She's beautiful." Oh, I need to change. Inkstain map. I think chaos would fit well. Yeah, I mean that does make sense. Let's just see. I mean, it could also be sticky because there's like some kind of like half-dried ink on it. And so it's a little sticky, it's a little goopy, it's a little gross. But chaos does also work. Oh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Just or we can just make an article for just like a hairball that the cat coughed up. It got tucked into a little corner somewhere and no one noticed it, and now it's just a relic of the library. Someone did find it eventually, and at that point they were like, no, we're just gonna leave it. Surely ink would have dried by now. Or is that a permanent state of stickiness? I don't know. I feel like it might be in a permanent state of stickiness. But at the point where you find it, kind of like in character find it, it's like a recent destruction, basically. So this is like a recent event that the cartographer is still like actively trying to salvage and correct. So I feel like it would be pretty reasonable to say that it's still not fully dried. I don't know. Because, do I still have this article open? Never establish an extended map, blah blah blah. Section. Yeah, because I do say in the article that the little culprit is still actively stained with ink. So I feel like maybe, yeah, the browning continues to drip. Yeah, so I think it is reasonable to say that it's not quite dry. Yeah, half-dried ink. Okay. Yeah, and that's all. Yeah, that is the canon that I established like 10,000 years ago. So yeah, it still applies. Excellent. By 10,000 years ago, I mean a year ago. But we know time isn't real, right? Like we just made that up. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this article block. I'm just gonna start setting this up like so. And so we just have the librarian's collection. This is the Cabinet of Curiosities 2024. And there we go. So every article that we make for this challenge will just kind of get plopped up in here. Hi Blossom, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're talking about sticky ink. Maybe it could be stinky too, I don't know. I don't know what the ink is made of. That'd be a good topic to cover. Yummy. Yeah, we're working on a new challenge over on WorldAnvil right now. The Cabinet of Curiosities. We're making items based on all these prompts. I'm more just kind of taking items that have been alluded to in other articles that I've already written about and just kind of giving them their own area of development, essentially. Making articles for each one. Yeah, I don't know. Items are really cool. I like items in games, and making items for my world just kind of makes sense. The sun is very active in my other room. It was kind of dark for a second, but now everything is just lit up over there. Hmm. I have to really think. I'm just wondering what I might want to do for the art prompt. I want to make kind of like a mystery out of some of it. Like if there's a portrait on the wall, you could be like, oh, but there's like this one specific detail you see that's it's just not quite what you expect. And just making little tiny little notes of world building like this. I think we'll close this then. So I don't think we need those tabs open anymore. I've brainstormed ideas for 13 of 21. Ooh! I'm trying to decide if I need to stop. Do you imagine doing stubs for each of these, or will you only do ones that inspire you? I think I'll only be doing the ones that really like speak to me, I guess. I would love to have a stub for every single one. I don't know how feasible that is for me. We'll have to like really decide how much we have the energy for, how much we're actually going to do. Because I want to fill this library with items. I think that'd be really awesome if I could do that. It's coming up with more things. What would actually be in this space? Maybe there's some interesting glasswork. Some like we could have souvenirs and like other things from different parts of the world. Be like, hey, this guy's like either he's traveled or he has some traveled friends. Cuz I'm thinking I don't know, for the light prompt, I'm suddenly feeling really inspired like maybe this guy has some glass from Volcan that reflects the light in a really interesting way. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe he has some. Maybe he has some like relic from some excavation that he's like super proud of having, or super proud of finding even. I don't know. It could be really cool. I could also consider like what would be a lucky what might be a lucky item in this part of the world. Or music? Do they have music? How would they play music? I feel like a little music box would be really cool. I love music boxes, so like imagine me not having a music box in here. um, in fact, I think I want to we'll just open up two things. I want to make what do I want to make? I'm just going to give this a random name. Wait, hold on. My name has popped up. I know usually. Sorry, this is something I need to urgently respond to. Not for a bad reason. This is just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person's messaging me. I'm so excited. Okay. Alright, back onto this now that message is out of the way. Sorry, just a friend that I haven't talked to in like 10,000 years hit me up and like, hey, this, and this. Please respond. I'm like, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. We are going to write about black glass sculpture. We'll name it that. I don't know if I want to change the name later, but whatever. Doesn't have to stay the same forever. It's just ideas, right? Ideas, brainstorming, world building. Okay. This little situation going on here. I haven't come up with an idea for a week yet. Ooh. I haven't yet, but I've been eyeing that one quite a bit. I'm wondering how I might spin that one. Well, it seems interesting, like something really cool could come out of it. Might also be hard to figure out initially. Yeah, 100%. Like just off the top of my head, like my fantasy inclination um, is like a magic item that like makes you feel weak when you're holding it. Like it drains your life force essentially. I don't know. Or it could allow you to do the reverse, like inflict that on someone else. Yeah, it's just my that's just my brain jumping immediately to like curses and spells and things. Or maybe, ooh, maybe it could refer to like the potency of a potion or an alcohol, like a spirit. Like this is a very weak drink. Hmm. That'd be a really good question. I'll have to come back around to that. For some reason, my first thought is uranium sword, just irradiating the wielder. Yeah, that would. I feel like that would definitely make you weak. Depends on the setting. Some worlds that turns you into a buff mutant. True. Small sculpture crafted from volcanic glass, molded into a mix of organic and geometric forms. Its semi-transparent form reflects light in curious ways. Um, hey Reno, how are you? Welcome in. Doing some writing today. Starting to figure out the laundromat nearby. Oh, that's always a really good step when you move somewhere new. Whether it's in your building or down the street or in town or could be anywhere really. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. Yeah, I mean, in general. In general, I think laundry is just one of those things that's like, yeah, you gotta figure it out, but I really wish I didn't have to. How are you? I'm pretty good. I got my little friend here. My little writing buddy for today. Really helping to alleviate the gamer headset dent in my head. So we're having a cool chill writing day. We're just coming up with some ideas for our world. Nothing major, nothing wild. There's just a new challenge over on WorldAnvil that dropped today. No real guidelines or anything. It's just prompts to write about. You're inspired by, and we're making items. Something I would love to transform into an art challenge. If we have time. If we have time towards like the middle to end of the month, we'll see. Here's our little black glass sculpture. Oh, people know you have gamer cred if you don't have the dent. Oh, you're so right. I just don't want the dent in my head to touch my brain and just like zap me out of life. It's a real threat, okay? It could happen. I don't know if I can take that chance. That's what I was looking for, was the URL. I know if we go into the footer. Footer, Okay, I think. Oh, whoops. I put that in the wrong section. That's my bad. That's supposed to go in the author's notes. There's an axolotl on your head, by the way. Yeah, he's my little buddy. Welcome, Good Toy Boy. Thanks for sliding in. How are ya? Welcome.
Refresh yourselves.
Oh, and a sippy, of course. How are you doing with the challenge so far? I now have two items. I'm just gonna go in here. Let me grab this article block. Well, something went wrong at some point, apparently. Two already. Well, listen, I'm taking this super easy. We're making some super simple articles today. Touching stuff under my desk and it's making sounds. Yeah, we're making little itty bitty stubs. See, you can see this is the whole article. These two right here. And I basically have decided that I'm going to make this entire challenge based around the library in which my primer takes place. So we already have the incomplete Savellan history tome. That is the book that you pick up in my primer when you first start reading it. And besides that, we're just gonna add more like little curiosity, little items, relics, souvenirs, things that just kind of litter this library and are things that you can kind of find as you explore through it. I don't know, it could be like a little expansion of my primer, it could be something, it could be I don't know. It could be a lot of things, it could be anything. But so far we have that book and we have a black glass sculpture. And this glass sculpture is supposed to be kind of like a little lead in to the region Volcan, where they specialize in volcanic glass and stone. And they're all about their crafting and craftsmanship. Yeah, I just want like I want little like calls to other places in the world to just kind of be in there. So we could have little items. We can have items from other places in the world. We can have items from our Savella that are like kind of like relics of the monarchy, for example. Like those would not be found anywhere else, probably. Curious books that this guy might have, like the books that he hands you while talking to you in the primer, like those can be items. I guess technically they would be more like documents if they're books, but like I don't know, man. Like the incomplete book is like, yeah, it's it's a thing. It's individual little thing, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Dillian gave me the idea of making an item article for the map, for this little guy right here. And I love that, so we're probably gonna do that too. And we're picking either chaos for obvious reasons or sticky for also obvious reasons. I think I'll go with sticky, but I'm also not sure. I'm trying to think of what else I would do for chaos. There are a lot of different ways that this can go. Stinky. Yeah, exactly. Stinky. And so this black glass sculpture is for light. Because it's reflecting candlelight in really interesting ways. Sticky's a good one, because what else is sticky? I don't know, man. Maybe, oh man, I don't know. Maybe they spilled some Baja Blast on the desk, Like what fantasy world doesn't have Baja Blast, right? How could you not? So yeah, we'll make this tiny little map article. A nice sweet little stub. Give it 2 or 3 sentences and then send it off. That'll be a really good start. Okay. I'm kind of thinking of this challenge right now, the way that I'm doing it, as having items, and then you know how when you pick up an item in a video game, there's like a tiny little description. Like a tiny little description, like a little flavor text. I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I don't actually know if any of these items will ever really get like proper development, but they'll exist and they'll have little flavor text options, and that'll be really fun. And does your map have an in-world author name? Yes. Yes, indeed, it does now. And it is the it's this guy. This guy. I'm trying to drag the image around, but it won't let me. But his name is Tenelon B. Duarte, and this is the guy who first wrote the little incomplete tome. He's working on it. He's the one who made this map. Dapper hat, indeed, indeed. I ripped the form of it, like the shape of it, from an Italian Renaissance painting. But I think in the process of like drawing it and illustrating it out fully, I've just like completely transformed it into something else with like the same silhouette. I think it was more of like a poofy situation before, and now it's more of like a brimmed situation before. A brimmed situation now? No, not the ads. Get those out of here. I can't get them out of here. That's kind of the whole point. Sort of sombrero-ish, yeah, kind of. Now, like, I'm thinking, because like it's kind of in the image, it's kind of like tilted up a little bit, so you see like this little this arc here. I'm wondering what the top of the head looks like, because I actually don't know. Because like I have it kind of drawn on, so it's like kind of like it's got the brim here, and it's kind of like sitting on the head like a graduation cap. Like there's like a part that like comes down off of the flat part, just like hugs your head. That's kind of what it looks like right now. So I'm wondering, like, is it gonna be flat on top? Like completely flat? Or is it going to be kind of like there's like a little rounded hat that sits on your head and then there's like the brim around it? I don't know. I don't know. But in the end, I think it's just a lot of fun. Ooh. Ah. Wild yawning is taking place. Hmm. See, a map of illustrious quality featuring the full span of Melkor's land masses.
Refresh yourselves.
Sippy time. Many thanks. Oh, yeah, you caught me. You caught me good on that one, actually. Oh, I was just getting comfy in all the worst ways. Oh, stretchy. Death dying. All of my limbs. Oh, I just need to sit like this for a while. All of my bones hurt. Okay. It was a good stretch. I keep trying to like bring this down like onto my ear, but it don't go. My little friend is a little too floofy. A little too soft. Oh, crunch of the neck. No. Alright. Yeah, everyone take a sip and stretch. It's kind of like a little unspoken rule. If someone bonks me, I'm bonking everyone back. So if you're sitting like a shrimp, the way I do, you also have a little stretch for yourself. If I am ordered to take a sip, everyone is ordered to take a sip. It's very important. Stay hydrated. All the rules. Stay happy, stay hydrated, stay creative. And that's what we do around here. A map of illustrious quality featuring the full span of Malcora's land masses. at least. At least it did once. Half of the map is ruined. Completely obscured. I still dry cool. Exquisite. Exquisite deep brown ink. Paw prints offer a hint as to inky paw prints offer a hint as to what caused this. Lo-fi American Idiot. It's basket case. But close. Close. Same artist. Alright, there we are. Oh, I have to turn off the sidebar. I forgot. So I want to delete the item. Oh, you know what I did? Why do I have two of these open? Oh yes, because I renamed the article. Just had two tabs open of the same thing. And I kind of closed this before grabbing the author's note. Sections, footer, I just want to grab this little thing. It's like, this stub was created for this. Now they'll find no doubt. Heck yeah. This is just the music that I'm playing when I'm trying to just chill out, relax, do some, just listen to some lo-fi chill hop beats to study and world build too. Just keeps things nice and casual, while also being actual music that I kind of listen to sometimes. Okay, so what am I doing? Now we open this article. Author's note, okay, it's in there, good. Copy article block. And bam, we have three articles. So there we go. We have three little articles done for Cabinet of Curiosities. So I have to actually make this one exist real quick. So this one's sticky. Refresh that. There we go. Cabinet of Curiosities answering sticky. We'll see how we like it. itchy eyeball moment. Just close these for now. And I think we'll just spend the rest of stream kind of writing out my little summary article, essentially. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I'll just set this up to have a little description, talk about what I'm doing here. We're kind of in the last 10 minutes or so. Winding down. So if I can get this little Cabinet of Curiosities article kind of up and published, I can just start like sharing it with people and just let things happen. I'm a little curious if I want to have like 10 billion articles submitted to this challenge. I feel like if I make a bunch of stubs for this challenge, okay, I'm not really going to be able to submit them to other challenges. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how most of my stubs obtain life, is by being thrown into other challenges. So what's more likely to happen is some of these are going to become articles. And I think I might just start filling up this like generic article with more of my ideas. And it'll kind of end up being like a very large list. So I don't know. The three articles that I've already made and submitted might continue to exist. We'll see. We'll see. Because I think, I think two of the ones that I've made so far, like the Inkstain map and the incomplete tome, like those don't really. I can't really think of a way that I'd expand on those specific items to like a grand degree as to have them be part of a challenge. So I think, you know, those can stick around, those can stay. I don't know, anything else that I just kind of make up for this library? I think I might just put in a list and put in this collection. And that'll just be my personal way of like doing this challenge. You know, we only need one submission, so I already have my one submission. I don't need to do more. Yeah, I think that's just how I'll run this show. And we'll make it work that way. Okay, so we have a little quote. Now what else shall we write? idea of setting up this challenge revolve around none other than the very library new readers find themselves in. As they are introduced to the world. Professor Tenelon, as former royal educator and advisor, surely had some trinkets and relics. Surely had some trinkets and relics laying around his dusty library for us to find. Giving some of them to you is my objective for this challenge. And I will accept that as my little description. I might refine it a little bit later, but yeah, it's fine. There we go, there's our little Cabinet of Curiosities article, just to start off. We'll see. I like having the 3 articles here. I feel like of these 3, the black glass sculpture is something I might actually want to like develop and build on later. So if I remove that from my future challenge pool, I might be a little upset. We'll see. We have the whole rest of the month to figure that out. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. So maybe, I guess if that's the case, then I will publish it. So now it exists. Let's see, here she is. That's the little article that we're working on.
Refresh yourselves.
Sippy time. Oh, many thanks, many thanks. Yeah, so there she is. This is the article that we're going to be developing over the course of this challenge. I think I am in fact done creating articles for this challenge. I think it will just be like list form. We'll list out the prompts. We'll make like little ideas and things for each one. And then at the end of the challenge, if we don't finish every single prompt, you know, we'll just like delete the ones we didn't do and we'll just have a list, right? Is that generic article or an item? It's just a generic article, but I have these 3 down here submitted, so like it's part of the challenge. I could have made this an item article. So I feel like then it won't blend in all the way with my other challenge articles, so we're just gonna leave it this way. Because this is supposed to be kind of like a really meta-based article, so yeah. So that's the way it shall be. I'll get my face back on here. Hello. Ooh, I think that, oh no. I made it harder to have them on my head. Alright, perfect. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with me while we just kind of work on this new challenge together. I hope you guys got some great world building in today. I would love to hear more about your items, the things that you're building. And so, of course, you can always find me, pretty much always find me lurking in the challenge discussion chat over in the WorldAnvil Discord. If you want to talk to me directly about what you're working on, I do have a Discord server as well, so you're more than welcome to hop on in there and talk about it. I made a little forum post in my server about the challenge, so if you want to just drop in there, if you have like if you have an article like the one I was just working on, a little kind of meta article describing everything you're doing for this challenge, you are so welcome to just drop it in there and people can come on by and check out your work as you're like updating these things. And yeah, I'll be really happy to see you around. Keep your eyes peeled, everybody, for some more announcements in the coming week. I'm planning a little birthday stream event. And so that'll happen, I think, the weekend before my birthday. And that is going to be the 17th to the 19th, no, 16th to the 18th. Cake day, indeed. And so that is an entire weekend where I'm planning to do a lot of fun stuff, have a little birthday celebration, and reveal a whole bunch of new stuff about like my channel and my everything, and like a lot of creative stuff is happening, and a new world announcement. A lot of things are happening, and so I would love, love, love to have you guys back for that entire weekend. That'd be so fantastic. I was originally thinking of having things like sub goals, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a little birthday celebration. I'll figure it out. But there's just gonna be a lot of stuff going on, and I would love to share all that with you. Yes, new world, new world. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like emphasis on the fun. Like this, the whole purpose of me making this new world is just to really have fun. So I'm really looking forward to showing it to you guys and getting you guys involved in it too. There's so much. There's so much. And so I'll just be really excited to share all of that with you. And ooh. And so yes, that is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'll have to make some little graphics and things to show it off a little bit better. Okay, so what is going on? I want to see who else is live right now. Take me there. Internet. See, okay, let us raid Eat the Liz. That sounds like a fun place to be. Playing some Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played that in a while, so I feel like I've been depriving you guys of the experience. So why not just go on over there and say hi? So we're gonna get this raid started. Oh, indeed. So we're gonna get this raid started. Remember, my bird shout is bird raid. So if you want to announce yourself and where you've come from this day, that'll be a great way to do it. Oh, thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming along. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for being here. And to all my lurkers, mwah, I love you. You make the world go round. So I'll be really happy to see you guys. I'll be happy to see you guys next week. We'll probably do some art streams, probably do some more gaming. And then the week after that, birthday time. My birthday's not until the following Thursday, but still. We're gonna celebrate that weekend because I have a 4-day weekend and I can just do stuff and not worry about it too much. But alright. My friends, farewell. Thank you for hanging out. Once again, I urge you all, grab your sippies, go world build, go do whatever makes you happy. I'll see you guys next Friday. Goodbye.